Hey everyone, this is your weekly Frank update. This is a bit of a long video, so don't feel bad if you don't want to watch the whole thing. Um, this is one of my favorite exercises, but probably Frank's least favorite exercise. Um, Frank, as a green horse, one of his things is that he doesn't really like to turn very well. It's kind of like trying to steer the Titanic. Um, But this is the circle exercise. Maybe you've seen it set up in the ring in PA. I put 4 jumps on a turn, and I just keep going and trying to improve the canter over a period of time. Um, pretty tough exercise for Frank, as it requires a bit of collection. These could probably be done on 5 or 6 strides, but I'm mostly trying to do 6 strides on Frank. I remember when Katie Perdon, when she became the eventing team show jumping trainer, she made a comment about how quickly event horses get tired cantering in a short collected show jumping pace. Frank definitely falls into that category. I think the easiest day he's had so far is when we took him cross country school and he pulled up and he looked as fresh as he could be. But on a regular flat session or doing something like this, he gets fatigued pretty easily. So this is a bit of a putting his canter together a little bit more, and building his strength, but also building his fitness, like so that he can hold a collected canter over a period of time. And he was pretty tired at the end, I have to say. But you can see here, also this is on a hill, so it's a little bit difficult, and he can get a little bit strong going down the hill. But, if you wanted to go back and compare to when we were at the Vista last week, one of the things was he, like, coming off of the bank and turning to the corner, his turning was a little bit slow. And also the other thing to notice is at the Vista, how exuberant and how great he was jumping at the beginning, and how he was just kind of popping the jumps and a little bit, not lifting his shoulder at the end as he got a little bit fatigued. So I think doing something like this is really, really difficult for him. I think it adds a lot of fitness, and I think it's good for him in the long run because, he'll build that strength, and then, he is an exuberant, strong jumper, and if he has that strength to go a long way, he's not going to tire himself out. So if I'm on a 3-day course that's, 8 or 9 minutes, he'll have this fitness built into him so that he doesn't jump real hard for the first 4 minutes and then get tuckered out as we go on. Another thing, a little twist to the exercise that I threw in was the one longer turn going to the oxer every once in a while. So here I'm doing it. Just a little added challenge, like the circle is on the 6th stride. Not that difficult. You count, from a rider standpoint, you count your distances, and how the 6 is going to come up, and you can kind of see how that works. But when you do the long turn to the oxer, you have to see your distance. You can't just count your strides to find it. Another thing to notice is, like, as I'm going around, for the whole session, you'll see as I land, I rebalance them, and then I try to soften the reins as I get near the jump, so the jump holds them a little bit. But as you watch the video, you'll see about 3 or 4 strides that I'm using my hand and leg to collect them, and then ideally, not in every shot, but ideally after the first 3 or 4 strides, I soften the reins as the half halt ends, and then hopefully he holds his own canter for the last 2 or 3 strides towards the jump, and then I rebalance him again. So it's a little bit like a flat session. You keep going and you half halt release, and the whole exercise is a little bit like that. So our plan's coming up. We're getting a little bit closer to the first event of the year. We're going to do a schooling combined test this weekend. at full gallop, which is nice because then our first event of the season is going to be at full gallop too. So he'll see the show jumps and he won't be surprised when we get to the real event. And then that's on Sunday. And after that, we're going to do one more proper cross-country schooling at Gibbs, which is a really, really big cross-country schooling venue. It's about an hour and a half outside of Aiken, but pretty much everybody in Aiken goes there, with their good horses because it's just got a little bit of everything. It's got 3 different cross-country fields, I think 3 water jumps, and just everything you could imagine. So we'll do that, and then we'll have one more week. We'll do one more jump school. This exercise is not particularly good for Frank's jumping technique, but it is good for his canter. But so after the cross country schooling, we'll do something to develop his technique. We'll do a little gymnastic or something with some placing poles, something to get the shape of his jump back after doing this exercise in cross country, which don't necessarily help a horse's shape over a jump.